Hello everybody. So this video is going to be a very simple guide that hopefully anybody can understand how to build a character in just a few minutes. So here we are. Furina is soon, and I'm guessing that a lot of people are either saving for her or will end up getting her when they learn who she is, okay? And maybe if you're new to the game and you want to know how to play the character and you see a 30-minute long guide, you will be overwhelmed. So we're going to hope to make this very simple, no crazy editing, no transitions, just me speaking to you and how to play a character. So hopefully you understand this by the end of the video, so let's just get to it. So with the basics. So Furina is a Hydro sub DPS character who can buff your team by a lot. So what that means is that she typically will be doing damage off field. And here we are. I'll have some slimes here. Hopefully she doesn't kill them herself, but we're going to start with her abilities, obviously. So normal attacks are very basic for any sort of support character. You do normal attacks and they do their thing. That's not what she is meant to do. Charge attacking will change her form. All right. So she has two forms, and her first form is the one you want to be in. So you have your little buddies attacking, and as you could see, my entire team is losing their HP, which is the goal. That's what you want to do with Furina, because that's her gimmick. And then changing forms will activate this healing thing that can, obviously heal the active character. It won't heal everybody at once, like her skill hurts everybody at once, so keep that in mind. To keep things basic, you want to be on the damaging mode, because you would get the healing from typically another character. So she takes your health, everybody's health through her skill, and that's what is important about her. So what does that do? Her burst is a mode where you go here and what happened? The screen's looking different now. Well, what happens here is that she gains fanfare. I'll just show you the name. To make things simple, fanfare is a stack. Every time you lose HP or gain HP from healing, you get fanfare, okay? Meaning that you do more damage as you get stacks of fanfare, and then doing more damage obviously means you're killing things faster, and that's very useful. Doing more damage is always nice in the game if you're struggling. So to make things simple, when you use her burst, make sure her little buddies are active and heal the team. So if I were to do this, activate her burst, and then you use a healer that heals the entire team, there's that glow on the screen. Hopefully you saw it. You can repeat it. That indicator means that her fanfare is maxed out. So you have the maximum buff that she can provide to the team, and you're doing a lot more damage, okay? That's the simple part of her kit. Furina can buff your damage as long as you're healing them. So typically you would want to have a healer that can heal the entire team at once. So I'll have those on the screen right now. I might have missed a few, but if you have only a healer that can heal one character at a time, and that's your only option, use them. It's better to have a healer than none. So just keep that in mind. Use any healer that you have in your arsenal that's available, and then you'll be able to use Furina in some degree, okay? So there's that. That's the abilities of her kit. That's the basic function of Furina, all right? That's what you do. And how to play her simply is that you would use her skill, burst, and then you swap off her to your other characters. So typically you want to use her first in any sort of rotation if you're doing rotations. If you're just playing casually around the map, just go whoever you want to do first, okay? But I will say, if you want to use her just at least a little bit optimally, don't heal your team with a Gene burst, a Shen Yun burst before Furina, because if you heal them before using Furina's burst, then you don't get the stacks from it, okay? Just simple as that. As for teams to play with her, Furina is a very universal support, so pretty much she can fit in 90% of Genshin teams. Maybe probably all of them if you really wanted to, except for the ones that obviously don't work if you have a certain element in there. So simple as that. She is a character that works everywhere. So if you have a team that you want Furina to put in there, give it a try. If you like it, have some fun, okay? I'm not here to give you the best of the best option. I'm just here to, give you an idea on how to play the character. So hopefully this got the job done, okay? So yeah. Now that you hopefully understand how her kit works now, what do you build on her? To make things simple, I'm going to give you one path, is typically just go for Golden Trihv. That's her go-to artifact set. Yeah, that's simple as that. I'll try to be extremely simple when explaining the artifacts, okay? And also, if you're confused on the top corner, you could see what other people use, and most of the time, if not all the time, that's what you really want to go with. So 94% of people use this set, so give it a try. And you can also see what stats you would use here too. So if case my words are confusing, you can take a peek here and see if that helps. I will give you the basic things for the main stats. So the main stats here, okay? So on a flower, the left artifact, HP, this HP right here is always the same. The plume, always the same. Now we go to the sands, the middle piece, it's always different. What you typically want is either energy recharge or HP. If you forget what I say, you can check here and you see what most players use. I don't know what the interface looks like on mobile, but it should be similar, I believe. So go for HP or energy recharge, whatever you have, okay? I'm not here to tell you to get this one over that one. If you have either, or use that. As for the goblet, for C0, which most of you will have, typically you would want to go for HP. Not Hydro that I'm using right now, but if you have a Hydro goblet that's like really good, you can use it. I don't think anyone's going to attack you for that, so there's that. Use whichever one. You can take a peek here, and there you go. And here, I'd say most of the time you want to use crit rate, and I guess people want to use crit damage. Whichever one matters to you more. To make things simple, if you crit, you do more damage, okay? That's pretty simple. As for the substats, as I've said, everything here is what you want. To make things simple, try to find crit rate, crit damage. For a baseline, look for those stats on the bottom. I don't want to tell you to look for energy recharge, HP, because that's way too much information for a noob. But those are good stats. So if you are new to the game, look for crits. And also, 5-star artifacts are not easily farmable until you're AR 45. So if you are before this level, all of these artifacts won't matter to you yet. Take your time, have some fun. You'll have 3-star, 4-star artifacts instead. So there's that. So that's the basic outline of her set. So what weapon do you get? To make things extremely simple, I give you 2 weapon options that you can go for. The one that I use is Favonia's Sword because having Furina's Burst whenever you can is very, very nice because this thing has energy recharge and gives you more energy, okay? The other option is the Metal Pipe. I forgot the name of it. I'll have it on the screen right now. It's from fishing. I don't have it. So if you want to fish, it's a good weapon that gives your energy recharge and crit so she can deal more damage. So that's a good weapon that a lot of players use on her. But if you don't like fishing, obviously I'm not going to tell you to fish. So get a Favonia's Sword and you'll be nice and comfy. But if you want to use a crit weapon, I'm not going to stop you, okay? So there you go. Moving on to her overall stats, I'm going to make this short and sweet, hopefully. I'd say go for as much energy recharge as you really can because it's very comfortable, in my opinion. But you can dabble around with whatever you want. Maybe if you're playing with another Hydro character, go for 170, and then like with a solo Hydro, go around to my level, I'd say, over 200%. That's up to you. Play around with however you like. If you feel satisfied, go with it. As for crit, I'd say a very basic formula is to go for a 1-to-2 ratio. So if you have 50% crit rate, you'll have 100% crit damage. If that's what you want, go for that. You can go a little bit higher for 60 crit rate to 120 crit damage, and then it goes on further. It doesn't have to stick to 1-to-2 ratio once you reach 60. Like you can have 60 crit rate and 140 crit damage. That's perfectly fine as well. Get around that ballpark, okay? And until you're satisfied. So that's the basic outline for crit and energy recharge. And for her talents, you can ignore her normal attacks if you care about your resources. And as for her skill and burst, just to make it simple, level them both up as much as you can. If you can't level up both of them as high as you can, level up her burst as high as you can. So there's that. That's her talents, and that's the basic stats, and hopefully you understand. That's the basic outline of how to build Furina and use her. So I think that's all the information I got to do. Once again, I'm not going to dabble with deep into teams, but if any character does damage, try to use Furina with them. That should get the job done. There's only a few things that Furina doesn't like specifically buff. The more popular option is like Hyper Bloom. She doesn't directly buff the damage of Hyper Bloom, if you know what that is. If you don't know what that is, you probably don't Hyper Bloom, so I'm not going to dabble into that. So for teams, if you're very, very casual, you don't care about the best teams at the moment, you can always search it up once you have the characters, because it's a very complex when a character works everywhere. She works in most teams in the game, so just make any team you like and have some fun, okay? So there we go. I hope this was enough information to let you understand Furina and not be overwhelmed. So there we go. Feel free to drop any sort of feedback about how I did this. If I were to do any other character in the future, let me know if I need to change how I do this, okay? So here we are. There's that. If you are going for Furina, or if you have her and you didn't know how to play her, I hope you know how to play Furina now. So anyways, if you're about to pull for Furina soon, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope this information has helped you understand her. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. My Discord server is in the description if you need any help for anything, and I will see you all next time. Peace.